Alright, we got that thing going. Alright, where? Okay. I'm just trying to figure something out here. Alright. There we go. I figured it out. Okay. Let's see if we have anybody else around. That's it. Oh yeah. Hey, Intense Web. Sorry. I'm actually trying something new here. Let's see if we have anybody else around. That's it. Oh yeah. All right, there we go. I just muted that. So, okay. So, just in case you're wondering what I was doing here, I'm trying to do a bit of a simulcast here. Trying my hand at not just broadcasting on YouTube, but also broadcasting on Facebook. So, trying to figure out all the technical stuff, as it were. So, you might just want to bear with me if I seem a little off here for a few minutes at least. Anyway, Ted Wedge, thank you for popping in. I'm partly out of breath too because of the fact I just finished eating a little while ago. So, anyways, so we're just gonna wait a few minutes here. We're already looks like we're already 4 minutes into this. So, do have a bit of a full plate on for tonight. I'll get into all that in a moment. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Intense Webs, welcome back, by the way. I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you back. Anyways, I'm staying. I need some education. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're staying. If you could, and I know you've already liked it. If we can, hopefully we can get a few more people in here and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting around for more people to show up. And until then, let me see. Oh, we got 3 people here now. Hello. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. We'll get to the main. Well, we have 3 people, so I guess I can start talking about it now. So we're gonna have what probably is gonna be a total of 6 stories tonight. 1 comics related, let's see, 2 anime related, and then like 3 wrestling. I recently started doing more pro wrestling stories as well, covering modern, some of the modern stuff going on. So among those include IDW is doing a post-apocalyptic story for their for their Transformers coverage. Transformers to go post-apocalyptic in new series. Also, on the anime side, I know Yellow Flash did a video on this earlier as well. We're gonna do let's see. Oh yeah, Sega apparently has bent the knee to the West. Sony and Sega have apparently bent the knee to the West. And also, what we're going to do is what let me see what else. So what else do we have? We're going to also talk about some gambling anime characters, and then on the pro wrestling side of it, of course, some news for the upcoming Wrestlemania, including Undertaker's induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. We got some news about a possible title unification in WWE, as Brock is currently the WWE champion. Roman Reigns is the Universal champion. It looks like they might be in the short term trying to unify the titles for a bit there. Let's see. What else? Also, on some other wrestling news notes, Matt Cardona, who was in the WWE a few years ago as Zack Ryder, in the past couple weeks has won a couple major championships. We'll get to that as well. So, with that, let's see, we're at 8 minutes now, and we keep flashing back between 3 and 4 people. So, said I'm just trying to give it a little time to. I know the third person keeps popping back in and stuff, so hopefully, guess I can go ahead and start at least get that shared. Somebody might be lurking there. All right, so we got that shared now. Okay, so I'm live now. Maybe some people will come and watch on YouTube here. All right, so hopefully that will get some attention. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty then. So, anyways, alright, so with that. See, we're past the 10-minute mark now, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started on the articles here. All right. I got that shared already. All right, so here we go. All right, so here, let's get started here. First of our 6 stories tonight. So here we go. Transformers to go post-apocalyptic in new series. Article by John F. Trent, published this past Friday. IDW Publishing announced a brand new Transformers series in the vein of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, titled Transformers: Last Bot Standing. The 4-issue miniseries, described as a, quote, spectacle of speculative fiction, unquote, will be written by writer Nick Roach, who previously worked on Transformers: Last Stand of the Wreckers and Transformers: Sins of the Wreckers, with artwork by E.J. Sue. So here's, I guess, from IDW number 1. Buying at $6 for this thing. This is cover A. And this is a common trope in a lot of things. You see somebody just with their back to you walking through a desert. I walk this lonely road, the only road that I have ever known. Don't know where to go on my. I walk alone. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. All right. The official synopsis reads, quote, while the war for Cybertron may be long over, the war from Cybertron never ends. On the edge of the universe, at the end of time, hangs the planet Donok, a world on the precipice of an industrial revolution, taking its first steps into the realms of the mechanical, unquote. It concludes, quote, but when a visitor, a shape-shifting robot from a long-dead civilization, falls from the sky, nothing will ever be the same, unquote. That's the end of the records. Roach provided some more details, stating, quote, the last remaining Cybertronian stalked by the sins of their entire race must save the world one final time. He added, in double quotes here, in a way, Last Bot Standing is a proper farewell as our creative team bows out of IDW's Transformers universe in the most explosive and apocalyptic way imaginable. To have E.J. Sue, the visual architect of IDW's definitive Transformers run, be the one to depict, in smaller quotes, the end of all things, with colors from the astounding Rebecca Nalty, and the most perfect and bittersweet piece of artistic casting I could think of. And here's the Last Ronin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Last Ronin #1 Director's Cut. This sounds like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Last Ronin. It does. IDW editor David Marriott makes it crystal clear. Quote, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, Last Bot Standing, is one of those great stories where defining creators come together to tell one incredible version of an ending, a hypothetical last story of our beloved heroes and villains. In addition, he adds, quote, "We're so excited to have two of the first IDW Transformers creators return, tell a story unlike literally any Transformers stories you've ever seen or we've ever done. Unquote. See if anybody's saying anything yet. Got any more comments coming in or no? All right. Well, all right. So continuing on with the story, then Roach would add on Twitter, quote, "Some kids are good at tidying up the toys nicely at the end of the day. Other kids want to break everything so there's nothing left to play with," unquote. Quote, "EJ Sue, Rebecca Nalty, and me are the second kind. Last bot standing, and it looks like we might have made it." Roach Twitter right there. Sue also notes, quote, "The Transformers franchise has come a long way since we laid our eyes on the first episode of the cartoon. And it's amazing how many writers can put so many different spins on the core characters," unquote. Speaking to the story, he adds, quote, "Nick has masterfully crafted some of the most memorable Transformers comic stories, and this one will be no exception, as the readers weave their way through the mystery and find out how our beloved characters came to this situation. We hope that they enjoy it as much as we have enjoyed making it," unquote. Now, for those of you who are not sure what they're talking about here, IDW up to this point has had the Transformers and GI Joe licenses for like I think the past 15, 20 years or so. And it was announced late last year that this would be the last year that they'd have the license. There'll be Hasbro has chosen to take the license back from them due to, I believe, part of it's declining toy sales, but also they just don't. I think they just don't like the effect a lot of the woke storytelling is having on the sales. So anyways, not getting much enough turn. Yeah, and Intense Webs, I hope you're enjoying. I think you and I are the only ones here right now. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here soon. The first issue of the series will feature two variant covers. The primary cover will be done by Nick Roach, with a retailer incentive variant by Sue. The series is expected to arrive on comic shelves in May. Transformers Lost Light here may have something to do with how the spark losing its luster. Do you plan on checking out the new series? I may keep track of it through the news articles. So, anyways, so that's it for that one. Transformers are my favorite of all time. Yeah, I remember growing up on them as well. I remember growing up on them as well. Intense Webs. I was a kid back in the '80s as well. So yeah, yes. All right, so moving on to the next article then. Let's see. Which will be an anime article. Let me just check how much. So we're just 20 minutes into this. All right. Now I know we flashed a video on this morning as well, um so let's get into this one then. Sega shelves Petite Sekai episode, quote, indefinitely, unquote, following accusations of blackface from Western audiences. Now, I'm sorry, I'm thinking isekai, not sekai. Sorry, about to say something there, but then realized no, I would have been wrong. Okay, article by Spencer McCooley, published. Let's see, yesterday, published yesterday here. Anime. Sega has quote unquote indefinitely pulled an episode of the Vocaloid gag anime Petite Sekai. Now, Vocaloids, for those who don't know what Vocaloid is, they're like a synthetic singer. It's a computer produced idol image that's sing. It's like, and we all remember. For those of us who are a little bit older, remember like idols from back in the 70s, 80s, like David Cassidy, Menudo, um, New Edition, that kind of thing. Ricky Martin. But idol groups are very popular over in Japan now. Vocaloid is a computer generated idol, basically, and they've been popular for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years here. So I watched with my little children. Yeah. All right, so yeah, as I said, I grew up on Transformers back in the 80s as well. So, Petite Segai, after its punchline was accused of promoting quote unquote blackface by Western audiences. Now, when Flash was doing his video on it earlier, he mentioned that this is kind of a thing over in Japan, but they're not doing it to incur blackface. It's something that actually is a popular thing going on over in Japan among the anime culture right now, where they're like kind of darkening up their skin, but it's not meant to be offensive or anything to that effect. Season 1, episode 6, Leo Need Style. So, based on the Project Sekai Colorful Stage mobile rhythm game of the same name, Petite Sekai follows chibi versions of Hatsune Miku and her fellow Vocaloids, the term given for such digital performers taken from the name of the speech synthesis software that provides their voices. Um, yeah, again, as I said, and Hatsune Miku is probably the most well known of the Vocaloids out there. It's a computer generated idol, basically. Chibi versions, meaning um, like over the top, childlike appearance. It's like they look like kid version, like little kid versions of or childlike versions of the actual characters. They're not children per se. They just look. They're just drawn in a way to make them look like a child. But all the positive aspects of it. Okay, it's like the cuteness, the cuteness of children, basically, in their, you know, nothing perverse, nothing, anything like that. It's just, you know, when you think of children and you think of their innocence and you think of how cute and adorable they are, that's what they're going for with chibi. Okay, so hmm. Anyways. All right, so getting back to this, let's see. Yeah, okay. As they find themselves in a number of ever comedic situations each episode. Again, this is meant more to be like a fun type series. Nothing serious is supposed to be going on here. Such plots include the series characters providing instruction on, quote, 1,000 ways to get rid of nervousness, unquote, pushing themselves to the limit in pursuit of their idle dreams, and even taking on the role of tokusatsu heroes to protect the world. Here's from episode 2, Fight Nenagar 5, which I believe the Nenagar 5 might be like a on what they call the Super Sentai type genre. Oh, it's the Power Rangers type stuff. However, despite the innocent and lighthearted nature of these shorts, the latest entry in the series has sparked outrage among Western audiences. Released on February 17th, which is last Thursday, entitled Leonid Style, the latest episode of Petite Sekai opens with Saki, a member of your girl idol group, Leonid, introducing a new look that bears a striking resemblance to Marin Kitagawa, the lead character of the currently airing My Dress Up Darling. Leonid Style. Eventually, Asaki is joined in her new appearance by her fellow Leonid members, Ichan and Honami. The newly fashioned trio is discovered by the group's final member, Shiho. Taking notice of their makeovers, Shiho proceeds to inform her bandmates that she would rather, quote, perfect my technique before my visuals, unquote, to which Ichan reasons that both visuals and music are key ingredients to an idol group's success. So, here's kind of the group right here. So it's Leonid Style. As such, the group proceeds to brainstorm on ideas for their visual theme. Smaller quotes theme. Taking the lead from the quote unquote Leo in their band name, the group eventually proposes a quote unquote, in smaller quotes, lion theme, replete with tribal costumes and dark makeup, done in a Gyaru style, a popular Japanese fashion subculture. The Gyaru style typically sees women dressing in loud, exaggerated clothing and wearing dramatic makeup as a rejection of the country's traditional beauty standards. And this is kind of this right here is the scene that's got the Twidiots all in an uproar. I'm going to let you guys look at this for a few minutes. I got to step away from the computer for a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Sorry about that. Um, had to take care of something real quick there. Okay, so anyways, I'm back here, and I would seem I'm the only one. Um, sorry I took off there, but sometimes things happen. Anyways, back to the article here. However, Shiho eventually rejects the theme, finding that it's quote so far out there unquote. Dejected, a still fully made up Saki then proceeds to walk home. Ending the episode by surprising her brother with her wildly different appearance. Oh, and this is it right here. Saki! Sure, we have. All right, looks like we have two people back again, so that's good. All right. Anyways. Following the episode's premiere, social media was soon inundated with outrage towards Sega, as a number of Western fans took issue with the anime's depiction of what they described as quote unquote blackface. It's not blackface, though. That's the only thing. One fan at Kizert asserted, quote, the Project Sekai blackface situation is crazy because all the devs know well and have acknowledged that there's a gigantic Western following for the game, so the fact that they would put Leonid in blackface is so unquote. Okay. Quote, there is literally no excuse for the Project Sekai anime to have blackface in it, said Kayera. But it wasn't blackface, it's Gyaru, which is totally different, you ding dong. Quote, I hope they get a ton of bleep for this. I'm not sorry. This is just gross, unquote. In a follow-up tweet, she further stated, quote, I am again doubling down on this being in poor taste. There's no excuse for the blackface. But again, they don't have an issue with it over. First off, it's not blackface. Second off, they don't have an issue with it over in Japan. They should have done carnival face paint or cat whiskers. They shouldn't have worn stereotypical quote unquote tribal or caveman outfits either, unquote. So this one had even more of an issue with just the overall presentation. Quote, I have also seen people say this is more like Gyaru fashion. Haha, Westerners don't know bleep, she added. Quote, this is not Gyaru fashion, nor does it resemble it. Who, how do you know? The developers are the ones who did it. Maybe they have a better idea what Gyaru fashion is than you do. Gyaru don't dress like stereotypical African tribal people, unquote. We're just looking to be offended for no reason. Retweeting the announcement of a new Leonid event in Project Sekai, um, at Nide Valley Sprig told Sega, quote, instead of releasing a new Leonid event, why don't you address the fact you seriously thought it was okay to do a Sekai ep with Leo Need doing blackface? Because it's not blackface. Ultimately, in the face of these accusations, Sega issued a statement on February 18th to both their English and Japanese accounts to, quote, sincerely apologize regarding the use of the inappropriate image in the event in the episode Love Leonid Style, quote unquote. Never, as most commentators will tell you, never apologize to an SJW. Never apologize because it will never be enough. It'll never be enough for them. I never. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Maybe because I was off, maybe that's why the count went down to one then for a moment. Anyways, I know I don't think you're as much into anime, Intense West, but you have anything you want to comment on this? You have anything you want to add to this conversation as of yet, or? I'll continue on and wait to see if you do something eventually. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. February 18th was just Friday, of course. Quote the in small quote Project Sekai colorful stage featuring Hatsune Miku and Hatsune Miku colorful stage. In small quote, team's goal is to provide both in-game and outside the game content that is enjoyable by fans around the world with different cultures and values, unquote. They continued, quote, we would like to issue a most sincere apology for releasing inappropriate and insensitive content, although it was unintentional. We appreciate many of our fans pointing for pointing the issue out, unquote. To that end, Sega then announced, quote, for now, we will be taking down the episode Leo Need style indefinitely. Now, I know Yellow Flash was talking about there's a possibility if let's say, fans decide to sub this series, we get a fan sub, we might be able to see it via that route. Because if let's say one of the dub companies here in America gets it, it's liable not to be dubbed. Because of the whole blackface quote unquote controversy. Quote, we are making sure the issue is shared among the team thoroughly so we can utilize this experience to avoid encountering similar issues in the future as we continue to strive to create contents that can be enjoyed by a wide range of players, unquote. Well, the only problem is that when you do this, you're not really appealing to a wide range of players. You're only trying to appease a small number of players and viewers. These people that you're talking about here are more of a small faction of people than really I think most people are not going to sit there and lose it over such a thing. What do you make of Sega's decision to pull the Leonid style episode of Petite Sekai? Let us know. Well, I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid because it's once again the Twidiots trying to inject their cultural norms and their cultural ideologies and beliefs onto another culture. It's I would say it's kind of the opposite of cultural appropriation or a variation on cultural appropriation, but they're trying to all right, let's see what you have to say here. I have 2 kids and 1 grandchild in Ukraine, U.S. Army Rangers, 2 direct descendants, and a son-in-law is commander of 2,000 U.S. Army troops inside Ukraine, Thunderbirds, Rangers, and grandson is starting second tour. Ah, all right. Oh, no problem. I was checking the no problem. I was checking the Ukraine news. Okay. Yeah, I was just hoping that I was thinking maybe you might have had something to say on the article we just read, but if you don't, that's fine too. Oh, we have a third person. Hopefully, one view. Now we're up to 3 people. That's good. And for anybody who just came in, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Helps get more people involved. We're covering some niche news. And if you have anything you'd like to add to the conversation, feel free to do so. Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. With that, let me see. I have one person. Okay, that's good to know. So with that, more than one thing on my mind. Putin invaded Ukraine tonight. Yeah, I did see the news headlines on that Thames Webs. But hopefully this will give you a bit of a respite from that too. To get away from some of the more serious stuff and have a chuckle here or there. But anyways, let's move on. Let's get ready to move on to the next article. And the next article can actually go over to Critical Blast for the second anime article of the night. This one might be an interesting one if you're into gambling at all, along with anime. Our favorite gambling characters in anime. So whoever the viewer was. Oh. Well, I'm here, Mike. All right. Well, we'll move on to the next. We have 3 people. Well, if you the third person, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream and see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. with that, let's get to this next story. So this was submitted by Raven Owiner or Owiner on this from this past Saturday, 11:07 a.m. That picture right there is Lady Tsunade from Naruto fame. So I'll give you guys a little tidbit there. Many people who aren't really interested in anime think that it's just about series like Pokemon and Sailor Moon. Fans obviously know, however, that anime has as many different styles and genres within it as any other type of art. Shows can range from being great for kids to those that are only subtle that are only suitable for adults. That's part of the overall appeal. Yeah, unless of course you start listening to Twidiots. I think everyone can agree that the food scenes in Studio Ghibli films like Totoro and Howl's Moving Castle make you want to eat. It can be the same with seeing characters gambling in anime too. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I've seen some good shows like Toriko, for example. That's a cooking show. I've watched cooking anime, which is kind of part of the One Piece world, where I've wanted to jump in and have a bite of some of that stuff. So, can be the same with seeing characters gambling in anime too. While it's easy to enjoy a bowl of ramen while you watch, obviously you don't want to rush out to a casino in the middle of a Crunchyroll binge. The rise in new online casinos means you don't have to. You can play a slots or a hand of or two of poker while you watch your favorite gambling characters on screen. Some online casinos even have anime-themed slots. Moon Princess might be bordering on Sailor Moon copyright infringement, but it's still a great slot game that can make you feel like you're even more immersed in the world. Here are some of our favorite gambling characters in anime. A Valentine. A Valentine, of course, from Cowboy Bebop fame. Um, all right, so despite only running for one season in the 1990s, Cowboy Bebop is one of the best known and most widely acclaimed anime series ever. Just as Cowboy Bebop appears on most lists of the best anime, Faye Valentine is on every list of the top gambling characters. Faye Valentine is a beautiful character, but she's no angel. Nope, we know that. She is lazy and arrogant, constantly trying to figure out how to exploit situations, which gets her into a lot of trouble. I've seen a number of scenes that have found her, tied up in some form or another because she got caught doing something that she wasn't supposed to. Somebody, got hold of her, decided to keep her their prisoner. She is also a habitual gambler. Despite all this, she is a likable character, and her fear of abandonment makes her sympathetic. Ollie. Oh, from One Piece. Okay, this guy is a guy I've seen more recently. I'm currently watching One Piece right now. Actually, in that arc right now that introduces this guy. One Piece is one of the best known anime shows, but unlike Cowboy Bebop, it has had a very long run. Over 1,000 episodes to date, despite Paulie not being a main character in the show, he is one of the most popular minor figures. A dock worker who became vice president of Galley Law Company, Paulie is a talented craftsman and a tough fighter. He is also an avid gambler, which gets him into a lot of trouble because he gets into some huge debts. Though maybe not a very good one. Yep. His first appearance in the anime is when he tries to steal from Luffy in order to pay off a gambling debt. Yep. It was about a week ago I saw that episode. Tsunade Naruto is a popular anime that was one of the earlier shows to be embraced by Western audiences. Tsunade is the world's most powerful female ninja, and she also specializes in healing techniques. She's basically a medical what they call a medical ninja. Her most unusual power is her ability to summon a giant slug known as Katsuya. Now, of course, there are some ninjas in the Naruto ninja world that can, that can actually summon creatures, summon fighting partners. Like for example, for Naruto and his dad, the fourth Hokage, and his teacher Jiraiya, they summon toads. Orochimaru and Sasuke summon snakes. Tsunade and Sakura summon, slugs. So, anyways, Tsunade is one of the most loved gambler characters. This can't be due to her gambling skills, as she consistently loses and is well known in gambling circles as a player with terrible luck who will run up huge debts, unlike some gambling characters who can't seem to accept that they never win. Tsunade knows her luck is so bad that she takes any winning streak as a sign something bad is about to happen. Which is true. I actually remember a particular episode where that actually happened. She knew it was time to move on because she knew something was about to happen, and what it was Jiraiya and Naruto were searching for her. So, let's see what else. Hopefully everybody's still enjoying the content here. All right, so continuing on here. The students of Kakegurui. Kakegurui is a newer anime series, but thanks to it being streamed on Netflix, it already has a large audience. The show is about the students at an elite school, Hyakakao Private Academy, where the main curriculum is learning to gamble. Unlike in many anime where the games resemble real-world gambling activities like poker or mahjong, the games in Kakegurui are often dangerous and elaborate creations. The main plot revolves around Yumiko Jabami, a transfer student who immediately begins to shake things up. Though many of the established students challenge her to seemingly impossible to win bets, Yumeko is able to win by discovering and exposing their various methods of cheating. Kaiji Ito. Ito is less well known than the other characters on this list, but he is also the character for whom gambling is the most important trait. He is initially introduced as a weak man who gambles badly and has no real direction in life. Once he is trapped in a gambling event that could end with him being forced into servitude, he finds the will to outthink his competitors. Anime is on the verge of going totally mainstream. Netflix have been commissioning anime series based on popular manga. Maybe seeing characters with the same hobbies will draw a new audience of gamblers and card players. There we go. So there we go with that one. So that's all of the articles that we'll read tonight. But I do have some other news items that picking up and watching some videos earlier. With that, let me see now. So yeah, okay. And let's see. Okay, so we do have all right, so we do have like about 2 or 3 wrestling pieces of wrestling news that I can go over here. So this past Saturday was the Elimination pay-per-view over in Saudi Arabia. I guess Saturday here in the States. I think it was probably Sunday by the time it was over there. But so Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber. They're trying to protect a possible Lesnar Lashley match for later, but it would appear that Bobby Lashley, even though they're using a kayfabe injury to protect that match, he may have actually legitimately hurt himself during the elimination. Or actually, they said he legitimately hurt himself at the Royal Rumble. Actually, now with Brock winning and showing complete dominance in the Elimination Chamber, they're setting up now for a WrestleMania match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, who is currently the Universal Champion. So they're looking possibly at unifying the two titles, at least for the short term. They're looking at setting up a winner take all match between Lesnar and Reigns, who are the respective WWE and Universal champions, respectively. So it'll be the F5 of Brock Lesnar versus the Spear of Roman Reigns. And Reigns had a good matchup too against, of course, the 50-plus-year-old Goldberg. Let's see. Another story heading into. There's a few stories heading into WrestleMania. Another story is that it was just announced over the weekend as well that Undertaker, Mark Callaway, will be entering the WWE Hall of Fame this year. They're looking at possibly having him make some appearances. He actually apparently made an appearance at a concert in Texas over the weekend. But they're going to be inducting the Undertaker, Mark Callaway, into the WWE Hall of Fame to celebrate his he retired last year, so it's like 30-plus year career with the WWE. Yeah, well, WWF/WWE. So probably one of the most well-respected workers in the business. had a lot of respect over the years by hey, Adafos Gaming. He deserves it. Yes, he does. Um, yes, he does. The man. I mean, the only thing I'm disappointed about is I think it would have been good to see him retire with with the WrestleMania record undefeated. I think that would have still been. I mean, granted, people would argue he probably doesn't. He didn't need to. He probably didn't need it. He didn't need the undefeated record to. He still even without it, he still had a pretty good career. But it's one of those things where and for those of you who may not know, I'm simulcasting now. I'm trying this at least this week. Um, Simulcasting on not well on with YouTube and Facebook. So um, hopefully we'll have. Did you see that he does like freezing body baths and stuff? I didn't yo something. Hey May May. Um How you doing? For those of you who are here, if you haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream and see if we can get some more friendly people in here, that'd be appreciated. Um, yeah. Um, no, I didn't see that. I have heard of some people will do like the polar bear swim, around this time of year. It wouldn't surprise me to find out that Undertaker did that as well on Facebook, Mike. Hmm. When will you sign up on Odyssey? I don't know. I've tried to before, but don't know if I can really get the system to work for me too well. So, to me, it's a bit confusing to me. So, um, I mean, I was a little sketchy about the idea of even trying to simulcast on Facebook because I didn't know if it would work for me, and did have a little trouble getting it going earlier, but yeah, with that, so also another piece of news came out for in regards to WrestleMania today as well, where there is a rumor going around that Vince McMahon may actually, at 76 years old, mind you, at 76 years now, grant at 76 years old, he still looks pretty good. Still looks like he's in pretty good shape. But think about this: a 76-year-old man is there's a rumor going around that he's considering getting back in the ring, even if it's for like a one night. Now, granted, I do remember a few years ago, Terry Funk wrestled well into his 60s. We do know of some people who have wrestled before well into their like late 50s and early 60s. So don't get me wrong on that, but think about this. Vince McMahon is 76 years old, okay? And he's thinking about jumping back in the ring. I might help out when I eventually get my laptop back. Yeah. Yeah. So, but anyways, as I was saying though, yeah, Vince McMahon. There's again a rumor going around that he might be trying to get back into the ring. Vince gonna get clapped, clapped in that ring. Um, his daughter needs to tell him no. Well, I mean, okay, Vince is the type of guy who will do things if he thinks he'll make more money or put more butts in the seats. Okay, if that means he jumps in there for a match. Now, Grant, we've seen some of these guys who have been like retired come back for a match here and there. Austin comes back for a match here. I mean, and that's another rumor going around too, that Austin may be coming back for a match against Kevin Owen at WrestleMania as well. Austin, I think you can get some kind of medical clearance for it. As I mentioned the other day, of course, Devon Dudley was just recently told that he can't go back in the ring again because he just had spinal fusion surgery about a week or so ago. So, and he was thinking about coming back as well. So, but yeah, at 76, yeah, it's pretty likely he probably could get himself hurt. I mean, heck, there's a video I've seen where they talked about he was so upset at how a match at one of the pay-per-views went, and he was going out to the ring. He actually tore his quad running out to the ring. Neck injuries in careers for well, look at Arn Anderson, right? He had a botched neck surgery that essentially he basically lost a lot of the feeling and movement in his left side, and the thing is, he was naturally a left-hander. So, now granted, he's come back since. He's more into like I guess they call him a coach in AEW, but he's more of a manager now than. I mean, yes, he will on occasion get physically involved. We saw a few years ago he was cleared and he was allowed to come into the Royal Rumble and hit the spine buster on Undertaker. But he can't sit there. Obviously, at 50, I think he's like 58 or 59. Arn Anderson is. I don't think he can sit there and go like. I don't think he can go 10 minutes in a match taking bumps. It could seriously hurt him. But yeah. So that's some of the WWE news that's out there, and then one other piece of wrestling news I wanted to bring up, of course, was Matt Cardona. Now, you guys might not know the name Matt Cardona. You might know him by his other name. Let's see. I'm awaiting for Royal Rumble. I'm hyped to see Reigns versus. All right. Actually, I think you're thinking of WrestleMania, not Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble happens in January, Mimi. You're actually thinking of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is where they're going to probably be having that match, but and that's coming up in about a month or so. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying. Matt Cardona. Now, for those of you who do watch wrestling, who are currently watching the wrestling scene, as it were, Lesnar still wrestling. He's getting old, isn't he? Well, he's probably by wrestling. He's probably by. Let's see. He started in 2003, so that's almost 20 years. Yeah, he's probably in his like early 40s. Oh, right. I forgot. Yes, WrestleMania. Yeah. Lesnar. I'd say Lesnar's probably like in his early 40s. So by wrestling standards, that could be considered kind of like. I don't know if it's considered old, but maybe like at the latter end of one's career. But he's still performing at a very good level, very high level. Well deserving of a main event push. Lesnar looks slimmed down in this day. Yeah, but he still maintains a lot of power. He still maintains a lot of his power from he's not quite as beefy. I mean, if you guys remember, he went into MMA for a while there. Um, so, he's not quite as beefy, but he still maintained a lot of power. But anyways, back to what I was getting to. Matt Cardona, who, for those of you who still who do watch wrestling currently, Matt Cardona, who was known in the WWE as Zack Ryder, recently won 2 major championships over the past couple weeks here. Back on February the 3rd, he won the Impact's Global Digital Media Championship. Now, this championship is actually an intergender title. It's a title that either you can have either gender can go for, and you can actually have men wrestling against women. He won the title from Jordan Grace, and then like about 9 days later, he had actually won the NWA, the 10 pounds of gold, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. So congratulations to Matt Cardona for the 2 title wins that he had in winning the TNA Impact's Digital Media Heavyweight Championship, as well as winning the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Nick Aldis had something to say about that, saying that since he didn't truly lose to it, he's looking forward to trying to take the title back from Cardona. So that's pretty much all I have in terms of news tonight, guys. Actually, I originally had 3 wrestling news stories, but ended up with 5. So yeah. So, anyways, guys, I hope everybody had a good night tonight. As I just, unless you guys have anything more you want to ask me about or talk about, we might start winding down a bit here. But yeah. So, is anything else you guys want to bring up or ask about? I got a new segment you can do, Mike. Maybe live movie review, like an old movie you want to. Well, I'm not really a movie type person. The one thing, of course, maybe I do on Friday nights, as you well know, is I do the historical comic retrospect. We actually saw Jimmy Olsen's first appearance the other night in Action Comics number 6. Granted, he wasn't known as Jimmy Olsen yet. They hadn't given him his name yet. But he was debuted as Office Boy. Yeah, so... Yeah, but anyways, so just waiting to see if you guys have anything more. Gonna go make some fresh fried rice and take a shower. Be right back. Well, by the time you get back, we may be done. Because again, I already got through the stories tonight out of foes. But thank you for being here. If you guys haven't already, if you guys can like and share the stream, that'd be appreciated. See if we can get some more friendly people in here. And I see they get another. I do thank you for that. Don't forget also, this Friday is our next historical comic retrospect where I see, so what type segment video needs it up? Yeah. Well, I guess I'm about to, maybe, probably in a sec here after. So this Friday, of course, Batgo will be with me again. We'll be doing, be continuing our October 1938 coverage, in which we'll be actually going over, um, Ace Com, David McKay publications, well, we'll just be doing some quick review work as we don't actually have the actual comic, but Ace Comics number 20 from David McKay, which of course has a lot of the King Feature Syndicate characters. I think in that one, was Blondie. I think the Phantom might have been in that one as well. And then we'll also be covering Jumbo Comics number 3, I believe, which has like Sheena of the Jungle in it. Gilda Gay, the modern girl. You kind of wonder what a modern girl was back in 1938. Kind of getting a good idea of that. And then Weird Stories of the Supernatural, The Diary of Dr. Hayward. So that's something to look forward to on Friday. We'll be back here, of course, tomorrow night, as we are every night, Monday through Thursday, for niche news and stuff like that. So with that all being said, we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping up here. I'm gonna go ahead and start. If you guys are ready, it's time for this day in niche history. 2017, 2007. All right. With that being said, all right. So today being Monday, February the 21st, 2022. Let's take a look back at this day in niche history. Okay, so our first piece of niche history, as it were, on this date back in 2007, which was 15 years ago today, the Mook Animation DLE produced Rocket Girls, premiered on Wow Wow Network on this date 15 years ago today. So in Japan, the Mook Animation DLE anime Rocket Girls made its debut on this day in something either draw, comic, or write. All right. Yeah. So, anyways, so yeah, on this date, 15 years ago today, the anime, the DLE Mook Animation produced Rocket Girls debuted on Wow Wow on this date in 2007. Oh, moving on to the next piece of niche history then. We head back, that was 15 years ago today. So on this date, 5 years ago today, let's see. Today, 5 years ago today, from the Citizens Business Bank arena in Ontario, California, WWE held its SmackDown Live event on this date 5 years ago today. And during that event, of course, in the main event, you saw AJ Styles and Luke Harper win a 10-man battle royal to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship, as well as Alexa Bliss defeating Becky Lynch for the vacant WWE Women's Championship. Natalia defeated Nikki Bella in a Falls Count Anywhere match. American Alpha defeated Breezango. So that all happened 5 years ago today on SmackDown. And we have one of those nice occasions that we sometimes come across. Interesting niche history. I don't know that show. I don't know. I might have. Well, I don't know. It may be, it's probably a newer show or whatever. I don't know if it's been dubbed or not. So, anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history, and this is one of those rare occasions where 2017 was just so nice that we have to hit it twice. As also on this date in 2017, on this date in 2017, Netflix canceled or the animated television series Atomic Puppet ended on Netflix and Disney XD. So on this date, back 5 years ago today, Atomic Puppet came to an end. So that, and then one more piece of niche history that we have. It's happened 4 years ago today. As on this date 4 years ago today, the 70th issue of Scooby-Doo Team Up went on sale online for 99 cents. It was a 20-pager. On this, as I said, on this date 4 years ago today. I'm sorry, this is for tomorrow. Oh well. Oopsie. I thought this was today. But anyways, but at least we know something. We know something for tomorrow's history, anyways. So with that, guys, I thank you again for being here. I do appreciate it. We're coming up on an hour and a half. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be back here tomorrow night. I hope to see everybody here. All right, talk to you later. Bye.